Was there a possible universe in which you considered having braces in Python?
Absolutely. Yeah.
What was it, 60-40, 70-30 in your head?
Uh,
What was the trade-off?
for a long time, I was actually convinced that the indentation was just better. Uh, Without context, I would still claim that indentation is better. Uh, it reduces clutter. However, as I started to say earlier, context is almost everything. And in the context of coding, most programmers are familiar with multiple languages, even if they're only good at one or two.
Hmm.
And apart from Python and maybe Fortran, I don't know how that's written these days anymore, but all the other languages, Java, Rust, C++, JavaScript, TypeScript, Perl, are all using curly braces to sort of indicate blocks. And so Python is the odd one out.
So it's a radical idea. Do you still, as a radical renegade revolutionary, do you still stand behind this idea of indentation versus braces? Like, what can you dig into it a little bit more? Why you still stand behind indentation?
Because context is not the whole story. History, in a sense, provides more context. So for Python, there's no chance that we can switch. Python is using curly braces for something else, dictionaries mostly.
Mhm.
We would get in trouble if we wanted to switch. Just like you couldn't redefine C to use indentation, even if you agree that indentation sort of in a greenfield environment would be better. You can't change that kind of thing in a language.
Yeah.
It's hard enough to reach agreement over much more minor details. Maybe, I mean, in the past in Python, we did have a big debate about tabs versus spaces and for spaces versus fewer or more. And we sort of came up with a recommended standard and sort of options for people who want to be different.
But yes, I guess the thought experiment I'd like you to consider is if you could travel back through time when the compatibility is not an issue and you started Python all over again, can you make